Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the MDL Qualifiers game number 2. We're going to be taking a look at Vici Gaming versus EHOME, and this time it looks like there might actually be some amount of, well, not player names, but at the very least team names. Hopefully those stick around for a little while. Tsunami, how you doing?
I'm a happy camper right now. I'll be honest. The only thing is that I tried downloading the replay. I'm worried that this game might just be lost to the ages, or well, game 1 may just be lost to the ages because the replay didn't download. I tried looking at the match ID and Dota buff. It's just it's almost like it never happened.
Oh my god. We captured it here. It was a once in a lifetime experience.
Lightning in a bottle.
Jesus. That's great. I like it. I am a little bit sad about that because it was a wonderful game. It makes me want to play PA and go double dagger. You know?
True. You really need those 4 heroes to back you up, though.
That's fair enough. I need to find 4 poor saps to join me in my quest. I guess also, I always feel like there's this thing where I want to try something cool in a game, and then I just end up losing, and I feel crappy, and I get flamed, and it's how it goes. Who cares? But this is a hero right here. God, I feel like Terrorblade is so freaking strong.
Yeah, he's been, I guess, kind of seeing a little bit of a renaissance ever since OG kind of showed the prominence of the hero during Kiev. The thing is that teams just they're not every team is OG, and I don't really know how well he's been doing in Eastern scenes, but every single time I see a Western team pick it that isn't OG, it just doesn't seem to be as effective. Like most of the time, it feels like most other carriers would be able to do Terrorblade's job because they don't really take too much advantage of Metamorphosis in lane. They're just like use it as soon as they get in the lane just to secure some last hits and force the offlaner out a little bit. But as the game progresses, if the Terrorblade isn't well protected like how the PA was in game 1, then he has a really hard time being effective. So maybe EHOME have the same strategy this time, like they had a, you know, pretty armored up PA, and like they only lost the game because they were playing stupid. The game was in their hands. It was just they were I don't even really know how to justify it, but I'm sure they have learned their lesson. They got slapped on the wrist, and so they're gonna play it cool in this game with their Terrorblade.
Yeah. And I like what you said there too about, you know, taking advantage of the Metamorphosis early. I think that also taking advantage of like maybe the second or third one that you can get up and online, and then rotate down to the off lane and try and like pressure that tower around the time that your off laner gets level 6 can be really effective, because I think one of the things that OG does so well is that they pressure with no tail on the Terrorblade and make space for Ana in the mid lane. Like that's one of the big ways. And then of course just also naturally it's a really good answer for Lifestealer too, I think, which was like where the meta came out, and I feel like a lot of people just see it and then they're like, oh well, you know, we can just run it regardless, and it does tend to work. But you know, with the Tinker still in the pool against the Terrorblade, I could be a little bit worried about this. Maybe we end up seeing Vici Gaming pick up a Tinker.
It's true. Seeing as how Vici Gaming haven't really selected any good anti-pushers yet, it does definitely lead me to believe that a mid option would be high on the list. They banned out Lina and Invoker on EHOME, so those 2 heroes are pretty good at being able to deal with the siege capabilities of Terrorblade. But yeah, Tinker, definitely a viable one, and especially when you've got good supports like Omni Knight and Crystal Maiden helping out the Tinker. Crystal Maiden, not necessarily the best at helping out Tinker late game, but early game, even though Tinker's spells are very expensive, it helps out his laning phase significantly, and so you can spam lasers a little bit more frequently against whoever the enemy mid will be. And that's usually Tinker's hardest phase, is making it through that first 8, 9, 10 minutes. And then once he completes BOT Soul Ring, it's going to be easier, and Crystal Maiden's usefulness kind of falls off. But right now, Vici Gaming are probably hoping to take advantage of that Arcane Aura with their mid.
Well, now you actually talk about that a little bit. It makes me think that maybe you don't need to take like a Tinker. Instead, take a stronger laning hero like a TA or something. Maybe not TA because the Terrorblade has already got ridiculous armor, but because then what you can do for Vici is put more emphasis on shutting down the Terrorblade in lane. You have Sand King and Omni Knight here, an incredibly potent combo, and like EHOME, they try and pick the Rubik to deal with the Omni Knight, be the spell steal stuff, but if you frustrate him in lane, it can cause a ton of issues. And Ember Spirit, a very strong laning hero, and he gives answers for Terrorblade in the later game. I love this pick for Vici.
He gives answers for Terrorblade, but I feel like magic damage Ember might have some
10
issues,
seconds remaining.
I guess, like dealing with illusions for the most part. Like
5
Sleight of Fist is great and all,
seconds
and so is, you know, Maelstrom, which is usually the item chosen after,
Reserve
you know,
time.
BOTs, Veiled Discord. Some Embers have been going Blink recently, which also, again, wouldn't be too bad, especially when you're up against a Monkey King, but you still need to be concerned about the first 30 or so minutes before you have all those items,
Radiant
because
team
Terrorblade
back.
and now you put an Enigma plus that, then EHOME aren't necessarily waiting until Terrorblade gets like full Scotty Mantis style, all that business, Butterfly. They'll just start pushing with some Eidolons and an early level of Metamorphosis plus a Dragonlance. So hopefully Vici Gaming
10
pick a fifth hero
seconds
that can at least deal with it, because right now these four heroes don't present good
5
anti-push.
seconds remaining.
No, it's true. That is something that they're going to need to deal with. Particularly not without like
Reserve
putting themselves
time.
at risk. Like you can run in there with the Sand King, push out a wave, but you're
EHOME's
going to present a
turn to
target.
ban.
Well, last set of
EHOME's turn
bans.
to
The
pick.
Spectre one's a little bit weird to me. Quap makes a lot of sense. Picks here. Puck, pretty solid. Great team fight. What else mid could be strong? I feel like it's a good Puck
10
game.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, definitely. Silence would be invaluable against all of
5
Vici's
seconds
heroes,
remaining.
and they don't really have very many. Like, Puck kind of gets screwed by Searing Chains and
Reserve
Frostbite,
time.
but EHOME have a ton of disables of their own. They've got Balance Strike, they've got Telekinesis. There's a ton of good spells for Rubik to steal. Like, Omni Knight is basically like Rubik's wet dream. There is no situation in which you will spell steal an Omni Knight and be like, oh man, you are always happy whenever you see that hero. And same thing with Enigma. You've got Malphite plus Black Hole. So even if you do start trying to bully out a Puck or some other, you know, they can go for a squishy mid if they want. Like even something like a Shadow Fiend wouldn't be that
Reserve
bad.
time.
They go for a Death Prophet. So another silence. So Puck was
team
one
pick.
option, but Death Prophet has been seeing a somewhat resurgence recently in like the past few weeks or so. I know NP has been picking it, and then I think some other team during Summit 7 qualifiers that I was watching earlier also picked it. And yeah, she is a
10
dominant mid
seconds
laner,
remaining.
and silence is going to be terrifying for VG Gaming in
Yeah.
the late game.
5
They also
seconds remaining.
just picked it, I think, recently in the newbie versus IG series as well.
Okay, yeah.
So they've been playing it all over the world. Man, and now what are you going to end up running that's good against the
10
DP?
seconds remaining.
I really don't know. Because
Some
like,
right-click
seconds
carry that just
remaining.
does not care about spells. Oh.
all right,
another
let's
great
do it again.
option.
Run it back.
Not nearly as buffed up as she was in Game 1. In Game 1, she had the Magnus and Power. In Game 1, she had the Vengeance aura. But Vici Gaming may be preferring a different style of PA than what EHOME did. And they're hopefully going to not be stupid with it.
Yeah. Can I tell you what my favorite talent is right now
Let's
on
hear it.
Death Prophet? It's the like plus 50 movement speed talent at level 20.
Oh man, you would love my build for DP back in the day.
Uh-huh.
I would keep brown boots, and then I would go Yules, and then I would go BOTs, and that was back when Witchcraft gave bonus move speed. And so, basically, with those two items and maxed out Witchcraft, I would be moving it around like 500 move speed-ish. It was amazing. I am a big fan of race car builds.
I've been seeing NP every time they play it. They've been running it, and you get phase boots, Yules, and then that movement speed talent. You go at like 550. It's
Dude,
crazy.
It's amazing. And she's a hero that heavily benefits from it, even beyond Spirit Siphon. Just the fact that you're able to weave in and out and force people into weird positions to try and kill you and get rid of your exorcism. It's definitely like a lot of people rail against the boring talents, and I do too. But
Prepare
move speed on
for
Death Prophet
battle.
definitely has a place.
You know, it's the other move speed talent that I really like a lot.
Banes.
No, but that one's kind of cool. Dragon Knight, actually.
Really?
60 movement speed at
Let's
level
see.
25.
What is the alternative?
The alternative is double regen and armor from your Dragon's Blood. So you go up to 12 armor and 12 regen, which is like decent, but I don't know. In my eyes, when I saw it and you start like running around like crazy, you get a Mjolnir or something, it's glorious. Glorious. You can just like run people down.
It does sound enticing, but I feel like every single time I pick DK, I'm picking him because he's like impossible to kill because of all that armor. But You know, sometimes late game people get things like silver edges, and that can
30
be
seconds
basically
to
nullified. So yeah, I gotta try that. I didn't even realize it was 75. That's bananas.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's so much movement speed. The thing about it that's really cool is that you go into ulti form and you can run people down. Like, that's something is that you don't tend to think about it as much, but the Scotty, you know, slow
Oh,
ostensibly.
yeah.
It's
true.
It's pretty scary. But there is going to be a heavy movement in towards this bounty rune now, and well, they want to get aggressive early on. Wrapping, Prey, Burrow Strike catching there as well. They have the Frostbite. DP in a hell of a lot of trouble and going to get away. Slowed, right click now. Out of there.
Yeah, hell, even Monkey King Frostbite's up again, but PA and the rest weren't following suit.
They're crazy. They're
It
out
seems
of
like
the
nothing will change from game 1, and, well, I wouldn't want anything to change. And it looks like they're going to be running some sort of aggressive tri-lane situation with CM farming up the enemy jungle. She already blew two Frostbites, so she's already burning through Clarity, but, yeah, they're going to be sending the Terrorblade mid on EHOME, actually, and this is a tough match for a Terrorblade, so I don't know why they're doing this.
Yeah, when they've been running it for Envy on NP, they've been putting the DP in the safe lane. But it is definitely a different look. How hard of a matchup is it, the Ember versus the DP? It's like a pretty good matchup for DP, right?
Yeah, definitely a lot better than Ember versus Terrorblade.
Well, this is interesting. And I actually don't know which teams are which because it didn't save it over, and now...
It's gonna be EHOME on Dire, Vici Gaming on Radiant.
Okay. Vici Gaming on Radiant? Okay. I'll adjust that in a second as I believe that Terrorblade is going to be able to escape, just barely.
Poor level 1 Burrow Strike, so short. And now Crystal Maiden needs to start farming stuff up because she's still deep into level 1, needs to get that Arcane Aura up and running, otherwise Sand King is not going to be very useful.
How? Also in a little bit of trouble, going to take some pot shots from the Monkey King. Always frustrating to deal with. But yeah. One thing that's kind of interesting that I always wanted to see is like Monkey King's gain a lot of farm and being used against PA for like the one shot with Boundless Strike because it gives you True Strike without any items.
Oh, yeah.
This'll come in handy.
The flip side is that, well, okay, he's getting lucky because, oh, yeah, no, he's getting lucky. The problem is that you are oftentimes missing a lot of Jingu, and so, like, a lot of times as a Monkey King, you want to get those 3 hits and then use your Boundless, but then just getting to that 3rd hit is even a problem. But yeah, Boundless will definitely have a lot of use, assuming he doesn't die. Prey does not go aggressive. They didn't have any vision on the high ground, so I don't think Prey knew that Monkey King was that close.
Well, other things to note, you're trading off about even right now in the mid lane. The Terrorblade a little bit behind in CS, but this is a creep wave that's pushing under his tower now, so should be able to get most of these, I would imagine. Now keep him back to even with the Ember Spirit. So not a bad matchup there. Meanwhile, bottom lane, the Enigma versus the Omni Knight. It's been Omni Knight dominating pretty much. 15-2 versus the 10-3, though you do have levels still about even despite the denies from the Eidolons.
Yeah, Eidolon HP just barely outpaces Purification damage on like a level per level basis, but once Omni gets the 4th point in Purification, he can just insta-give Eidolons, so it's going to be tricky for Enigma moving forward. And now mid lane, Terrorblade use the Metamorphosis.
Oh, is he going to be able to get into range? A miss uphill. Is this going to be able to salve up after the fact? So Ember, fine and dandy. Still, maybe some aggression up here in the top lane could come out. They're trying to turn now onto House, see if they can make something a go. Burrow Strike only connects onto the MK, but that should be enough to secure the retreat for How. Is, well, the pull back in. Now Prey may be in some trouble. They got the Frostbite there as well. Looking for the kill. Could have dived, and they are going to do it. Get that one.
I don't really know what the plan for the Vici Gaming, like, okay, so, well, That didn't do anything. I don't really know what the plan for this tri-line is, because, I mean, Crystal Maiden, this isn't really where she shines. If you're going to put her in a tri-line, you need to put her in a tri-line where she can easily weave in and out to the jungle, which, you know, CM can do here, but it's a much more time-consuming investment. Like, you see, she's already taken the big Wild Wing in this camp, and has to finish off the rest of the camp, but at the same time, you need to help your tri-line, because you're sapping levels, but you're not really contributing very much with just 1 point in Frostbite. Yeah. They want to go again because Prey has full mana, but it's only a level 1 Burrow Strike, and at this point the Death Prophet has boots, so she is pretty fast, and Sand King does not have... Oh wait, oh wow, Sand King actually has Tranquil Boots. I don't know how he managed that.
So now he's moving real quick.
Smoke. Yeah.
This could be quite good here if they manage to find the Terrorblade, who is heading into the jungle right now. I guess was wanting to pick up his item as well, farm up a little bit. This could be a moment where they punish, although looks like they're just expecting the movement towards mid. Did they spot him here? Does not look like it. And
Dude,
now
I
they'll
wish
see him.
that ward saw that far. That would be amazing. They see him now.
Yeah.
And he places a ward of his own. So it's not going to spot out the smoke, and he may think he's safer than he is, but right now Terrorblade playing it safe. He knows that they had a tri-lane up there, and all of a sudden it's just PA all over again.
Uh-oh, he just popped Metamorphosis. The Hadouken hit him as well.
Yep.
Oh, this is really disheartening. They're going to bring him down. That Hadouken doesn't hit, and it doesn't end up doing it, I don't think. Do they have enough damage? They pop the Shrine, but a little bit too late, and they will find that kill on the Terrorblade. Metamorphosis wasted. Now Monkey King in trouble. Everybody shows up to party, and they lose 2. Oh, no.
Unfortunate timing for that Terrorblade. In fact, he even got very close to his shrine, but he was getting a little bit of body block. And Enigma didn't rotate because Enigma has not been able to get near the side shop in ages. I'm sure Question Mark wanted to get a TP desperately, but Omni Knight has just been shoving this lane perpetually. This tier 1 bot on Radiant has not taken any damage whatsoever, so now Enigma's just like, alright, screw it, I'm just gonna have to go back to base if I need a TP, because he had Black Hole at 6, and whenever you take Black Hole at 6, you want to use it at 6. If you want lane dominance and you want to sit around and farm, you need to put more points in Eidolons, but unfortunately, just never had the opportunity, and 2 kills go the way of Radiant.
Well, we'll see if they get some more here now. You're still only level 3 on the Sand King, but with How in the area, all this disable, they have their sights set on the Death Prophet, who is going to get ran at right at the start, soon to be slowed down. They have the Spirit Siphon as well. Can they kill her off? Purification coming through as well, trying to get the right clicks in for the kill, and it is going to be enough. DP goes down yet again.
Yeah, that's well-timed rotation by the Omni Knight, because he is now he's level 6, hasn't put any points in Guardian Angel, but he's ready to do some damage at this point, and they might be giving up this bot tower as a result. Terrorblade does not have Metamorphosis for another 25 seconds, but I guess they may just trade tier 1s, and Death Prophet needs to be careful up here, because she's kind of vulnerable.
I mean, you do still have TP and Black Hole on Enigma, so if they dive,
Definitely true.
Could go really bad really quickly, but it's in towards mid where they want to try and take down the Rubik. There's the lift. They get the Frostbite before the land from the Telekinesis gets the stun. And now up top, they found themselves a Death Prophet looking for the right clicks. Omni Knight chasing, as well as How. They have eyes on her now. Jump forward. The TP rotation's coming in. They do a Black Hole. It only hits onto 1. How is just sitting there looking at him. What are you doing, mister? There's going to be the Purification, connects onto 2. Can they kill off this DP? How still chasing. They are going to be able to bring her down, and now everybody else is coming in. They're all going to end up dying. This isn't even going to end up being Omni going down. A complete and total unmitigated disaster. Triple kill for How.
Shout out to Magic Stick. 9000 was on death's door multiple times during that engagement, but barely got enough mana for the Purification. Spent it, survived that initial Black Hole, which Enigma could have probably gone a little bit greedier to catch the PA, but How was well positioned, going deeper and deeper into the jungle, and when there are all those trees, you don't get the luxury of just pathing your way in, so you're just like, I need to save this Death Prophet, I'm just going to Black Hole the Omni, but then Magic Wand, or Stick, now a Wand, and then after that, Arcane Aura has, you know, just 2 points, but it really was all Omni Knight needed to get off a final Purification, and big old 3-kill turnaround for EHOME, or sorry, BG Gaming.
Yeah. Man, really good showing from them so far, and You know, this is an EHOME team that's got a lot of really good players on it. A little bit crazy to see Vici having this much success against them. 8-1 so far. Last game, they should not have won. We talked about this, but, you know, you take what you can get. We take those, I guess.
Of course.
So
It's the esteemed roster of question mark and 4 Chinese teams. I really don't know how they're not pulling it out better, but 8-1. It's not the most dramatic net worth advantage, but you have to keep in mind it's only 9 minutes into the game. So far, both teams have 1 tower pop, and even though the Dire team is more geared toward pushing, they really have not done very much structural damage besides that tier 1, and so Enigma is going to be going for Midas. He, I guess, realizes that the idea of an early push is not going to be too viable, and so might as well shore up your late game capabilities.
Yeah. Well, and another smoke movement here. They can find, and man, if they could kill off anybody pretty much at this point. Like, Rubik is fine. It looks like that's what they're probably going to settle for here, maybe? Yeah. Remnant 4, Chains are there as well. Is going to still get the telekinesis. Doesn't manage to find the frostbite, so that will stop the gank in its tracks. Still, though, the tower's soon to fall here, I would imagine. They do still not have Black Hole. 30 seconds away, roughly, and
yeah, DP opted not to take Exorcism at 6, which is understandable, but they're not going to have that either. But the presence of Metamorphosis may be enough, and it looks like it will be as they back off.
Alright.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, and up here in the top lane, Ember again, just getting set up to make a move. Has had that invis still there, as well as a Veil. 3 remnants available. This should be a quick blow up. There's the chump, and, well, sleight of fist. He's just going to go for the 1 remnant. Yeah, easy peasy. Why not? Just throw them all.
He gave him the benefit of the doubt, and then he was just like, I'm not risking this anymore. Went for all 3. I'm pretty sure he only needed like 2, or hell, even 1, but yeah. It's doesn't seem like Ember is intent on getting any other kills anytime soon, so confirm that kill while the rest of your team farms up. Oh, and wow, he's actually going for Yule's first item on the Ember Spirit after the Veil. Huh.
Silence for DP.
Yeah, okay, that's true. That makes sense. Also, a very easy way to cancel Enigma's Black Hole, seeing as how they don't really have anything easy besides Frostbite to like get the range, because Sand King is still... Oh, wow. Dude, every time I click on Prey, I assume he doesn't have any gold, and then he's sitting on 2k gold, because I was about to be like, he's a long ways away from a Blink Dagger, but no, he's 200 gold away. I don't know how he manages to do it, but yeah, he's actually probably the best insurance against a Black Hole. But yeah, either way, Yule's is still good and solid against the DP Silence.
And Blink Dagger there. It looks like they want to make the move maybe towards top, see if they can find a kill onto this TB. It's a possibility. Yeah, I feel like right now, if I'm Vici, I'm feeling very good about this game. There's not much that I'm worried about. If you're Ember and you're going through like your Remnant, you can Yules while you're mid Remnant, right?
Yeah, you can use all items.
Okay, so yeah, you should be able to then break the Black Hole until he gets BKB. Like, even if you're having to Remnant through stuff or whatever. And Terrorblade?
Yeah. Nope.
Yep, that's a dead one.
He has Sunder. He will not be able to Sunder.
He still has Sunder.
That's true, he still has Sunder. Death Prophet still does not have the mana for Exorcism unless she uses her stick. Now she does.
Okay, there's a jump forward. Wukong's command out as well. They got to be a little bit careful. But they will be fine. Also going to be able to get a repel onto the Sand King, keeping everybody healthy. Have a counter initiation if they want to go for it. Actually blow up about this Rubik. So a nice play there.
I can't believe he Burrow Striked in. He had Burrow Strike. He had a license to get out, but he actually went aggressive with it. And I mean, it's just a Rubik kill, but damn, it's 11-1 right now.
Yeah, it's not really looking great.
Potentially, you may be off 0 degrees after that game 1. If you're picking up what I'm putting down here.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, there might be a little bit of and not busting out their
balance.
Yeah, what's the word for it? That little tool you use has a bubble in it.
I'm familiar.
The
something
level
along those lines. Yes, that's right. That's
the level. Right. It doesn't have as cool of a name as I thought it would. I like yours better. But yeah, I would agree. There's some problems. There's something going on. Something's afoot. And you need to stop diving, fools.
If they didn't have the PA on Radiant, then I would be like, okay, well, if you're EHOME right now, you can bank on the late game. You've got Death Prophet, you've got Monkey King, you've got Terrorblade. All these heroes scale exceptionally well. But the problem is that they all scale whenever they're able to stay in a fight for a while. If Death Prophet just gets, you know, 1.9k critted, then who cares about Exorcism, because she needs to stay alive to deal those damage in these fights, and she doesn't have an Omni Knight on her team. She doesn't have anyone who can heal her on her team besides Enigma if he goes for a mech, but even Question Mark is going for a Blink Dagger. He wants to go aggressive, so your late game isn't as secured as you may think it is if you're Dire, and if you're down 11-1, you need to make moves, otherwise the gap is just going to widen.
I wouldn't mind seeing a Monkey King go for a Midas, because like if you do end up you could try and secure your late game with like, you know, eventual Basher on Monkey King and then double Black Hole or something, but you need that Midas to get into those bigger items that really make the difference.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
All
for some
right.
reason, recently Monkey Kings have been having massive erection for Solar Crest, but I don't think this is the game. It would be great against PA, don't get me wrong, but right now you have to worry about all of Radiant, not just the PA.
Well, you have to worry about Mr. Monkey King up here in the trees with the Enigma nearby as well. Be careful of that Midnight Pulse breaking down trees. This is not quite scouted out, but Ember is going for a full wraparound. He's actually just going to get caught right now. They think about going and laying it down on top of him. They have been able to find that kill. Do have buyback as well as remnants there, but he's actually already gone. He's not going to be able to do it. They're trying to chase. The Exorcism is down. They have a Boundless Strike in a few, I think. No, still 14 seconds away.
Sand King's in a pretty good position to flank, but he actually compromises it. They didn't have a tier 1 tower. If they had the tier 1 tower bot, then they would have taken that fight. Now they will.
Epicenter getting ready. Turn it back around. On to 3. Hell of a lot of damage, but there's the Sunder that comes out, and How is going to die. Maybe now you can take down more. They drop the Black Hole, and 3 are dead. Beachy, far too far forward.
That was a series of miscommunications. Omni Knight had Guardian Angel, and once, I mean, there is a fair amount of magic damage on the side of EHOME, but once the Epicenter Burrow Strike comes in, you need to commit everything. PA jumped in, promptly got sundered because it's not enough damage to kill Terrorblade with just Epicenter Burrow Strike, and hell, they didn't even kill the Death Prophet, so they wanted to go on the TB. PA had no backup, and she is building in a way that she's expecting backup. So they get a little bit of retribution, shrink down the net worth quite a bit. Now, with Black Hole down, they don't really have a good way of contesting this Roche, though, but it's going to take Hal a while to finish it off.
Yeah, and your Sand King is invis over to the side here to scout out everything as well. And they'll know that he is, that everybody from the side of EHOME right now is not going into mess with Roshan too much, and well, should end up going down here, I believe.
He's Sand King.
I mean, they don't know about it.
No, he's just... Yo, Prey, you can't do stuff like that.
What?
That's risky stuff, man.
What is he really doing that? He's taunting them.
I hope he paints the river next.
Oh my God, he's calling it out. He's like, you remember this play that happened in the Roche pit? Yeah, are you guys gonna do it again?
Oh, he stuns out the Monkey King, but they don't break the tree with the remnants.
All right, there's gonna be the silence out. How is still there? What the hell was that? Prey, this guy.
I don't understand what this series is. Are you sure? Are you sure that like the game, the people aren't ticketed? This could be a fake Nick Tao, you know?
Well, it's a very interesting one. I don't know if that's HYM or if it's Chuan, but whoever it is, they're going back in. Roche is still low. Thinking about it.
Ember keeps trying to burn down all these trees next to Roche just to discourage Monkey King, but I mean, they're waiting so long that now Exorcism has come off cooldown. Black Hole's still down for a while, but here we go.
There they go, jump in right at the start, trying to bring him down. Can they do it? There's so many heals. Dire is going to survive through that, but there comes the Epicenter. They get off the Repel and the Guardian Angel off in time. Huge play there from the Rubik. Oh my goodness gracious, and now they're all gonna go down. Double kill there for the Terrorblade. They take down another, and they move in to steal Roshan. Oh Lord.
Yeah, Rubik just out Omni Knighted Omni Knight real hard. He had the Repel stolen from earlier, put that on Death Prophet right off the bat, and she was getting pretty low. But with Spirit Siphons coming out, she was healing herself up. Then after that, Guardian Angel came out. promptly stolen by Rubik, and this is what I'm talking about. There is no situation in which you're Rubik and you're ever sad to see an Omni Knight. You will get every spell, and they will all be invaluable.
Middle tower has fallen.
That was nuts. I can't believe he all chat taunted that.
I mean, to be fair, maybe it's just like, hey, you guys tried to kill me near your shrine, but you couldn't. But I don't think that happens. I think you only use that whenever you're really hyped up about some big plays.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's the long con. Maybe they'll fake Roche and he'll use the line again.
Okay.
And then EHOME will be like, oh my god, there must be Roshing right now. It's Pavlov. Pavlov's all talk.
Pavlov's Toby.
Exactly. There we go.
That's great. All right. Well, it was certainly a very unique interaction there, that little moment. And now the state of the game, EHOME in the lead. Right around 2,000 experience or net worth and 4,000 experience. Let's see where they go from here. How do you feel like the next couple of minutes work out? Like, do you need to wait for PA to get the Deso and basically just avoid fights constantly, or?
Yeah, but I think that Dire are going to want to start fights because they have a Black Hole up, and they don't have Exorcism up, but she has Aegis, so by the time... Well, actually, she's going to have it up in like 15 seconds anyway, so every single time Black Hole's up, it's time to party if you're Dire, and they're going to party on a Monkey King, unfortunately, trying to get some information, get some punished. Sand King's stuck on the cliff for a little while. No Yules.
Easy peasy TP. So they will get out of there, and did they force out anything else now? Just got a little bit of vision up to the side. Ember Spirit should be able to make his way away from this combination of heroes as well. Clearly you don't want to go on the Aegis carrier, but you know, maybe if there's a pick off somewhere else.
He wants to snipe out Rubik, because Rubik is going to have Guardian Angel also in the next fight. He won't have it for very long, since it's only a level 6 spell steal, so he'll only have it for like another 20 or so seconds, and so that's another reason why Dire really want to fight, because they want to be able to use the spell. And Ember Spirit is patiently waiting in the shadows.
God, this is so scary. Dude, they spotted out. It looked like they pinged it for a second, so they might know what's happening, and well, Sand King's still back there. I don't think they can go. Yeah, with Ember gone, he just sort of has to sit there and watch it happen.
And Omni Knight's pushing mid in the meanwhile, but he might get punished if he goes for a TP because Monkey King's ready.
Burrow there as
Are they
well.
gonna Black Hole for this? Yep.
Oh my god.
If he dies to a neutral, I'll laugh.
Well, Omni Knight gets taken down. Purification gets stolen instead of Guardian Angel.
Oh god forbid, right?
I know, that 300 damage pure
300
nuke.
damage heal. How Rubik, worst Rubik. No, so I'm totally on board with using the Black Hole for that situation. Omni Knight was getting a little too big for his britches, pushing out the mid lane like that, and they still have plenty of time left in this Metamorphosis. They've got basically like, yeah, another 20 or so seconds, but I guess they're not going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, play it safe. You don't need to go too far out there
Yeah,
and end up losing it.
now they want to play it safe.
Yeah, right. PA is here. Honestly, I think that if you catch that chains right there, you go on him.
Yeah, which I don't know why Death Prophet's staying so far out.
Rubik is here as well. I think they can do this, though.
Yeah, they can definitely do it.
There's going to be the dagger as well coming out.
I don't know what they're so scared of. They know that Black Hole's down, and they know that Metamorphosis is down. So at worst, you're dealing with a Wukong's command, but Monkey King has a whole lot of nothing right now. So, I don't know, playing a little bit safer. I mean, yes, she does have the Aegis, but like, you can take out the Aegis.
Yeah. And now, I mean, if they stick around, do they have vision here? Radiant see all of this. And they see this TP coming in, or rather the courier coming in, which has the pipe. I really would like to see them try and dive for this. Like, Prey is here. He has full vision. There's the Epicenter coming out. The Frostbite as well connects onto the heroes in the back. and gonna be able to find and kill off that Enigma. Now, can they bring the raid boss down? There's Guardian Angel coming out, the CM ulti as well, doing a good bit, but can they kill them all off? It's looking like it's not quite gonna be enough there. Terrorblade, too large, too much damage coming out from him. The slow is there as well, and now Enigma, or rather Ember Spirit, trying to go back into this one. They get a good burrow strike out. That's gonna be enough. Still Death Prophet, incredibly tanky here. And they do manage to find the Sunder as well. But Prey lining it up. Couple more seconds here until he has another burrow. They're not gonna go for it.
Death Prophet is incredibly difficult to kill. She has 52% magic resist, and that's with the pipe not active, and then she has 54 physical resist with the Solar Crest, and that's not factoring in misses. So they had the right idea. They immediately initiated with the Sand King Epicenter onto the Rubik and the Enigma. Those heroes were not close enough to Death Prophet for her to activate her pipe, and so they went down quickly. And then after that, you have to go for the Death Prophet. You have no choice, and they tried, and they picked a good time to exit because no heroes from Radiant go down, and they get Monkey King killed in the process. But Death Prophet's going to be a problem moving forward. Like I mentioned, she doesn't have the best supports to keep her alive, but she is a strong, independent, undead lady who don't need no team because she is very sustainable with her own items.
Solar Crest and Pipe, why not? Now going back for an Octarine Core as well. If there's one thing that DP is, it's tanky right now. Hard to kill off. And in the meantime, Terrorblade has calmly farmed himself to a Scotty on top of Dragonlance and Sanj and Yasha. Terrorblade is terrifying, and I don't think that PA has really got the answers to deal with him in any form or fashion.
No, especially because she's been basically splitting farm with Ember Spirit for the most part, so both of them are sitting at around 9.5k net worth. And it was the right idea initially because they were just kind of hunting around for kills, but after a few minutes of not finding kills, PA was starting to fall behind this Terrorblade. And even once Hal completes this BKB on PA, it does rip.
You gotta fight back, or just make stupid ice puns.
And bot lane? No. They're gonna go in Death Prophet. But yeah, so PA she's gonna need to spend some time catching up. And even when she completes this BKB, it's not gonna help very much. Epicenter on
bottom lane. Yeah, there's the Veil down as well.
So
trying
tanky.
to do the damage. They're not gonna be able to bring her down as of yet. There is a Soul Siphon coming out as well. They turn it back around. Ember Spirit gets the Yule Scepter up, but you already lost two, and, well, gonna end up losing a third, more than likely, trying to Remnant away. No. The damage is there from the Terrorblade.
Now PA's killing this MK on a tree, but no longer has vision, has to back off. Rubik does not have any sort of repositioning items, unless they just wait another 10 seconds for Boundless, but they're gonna let Hal go.
Man. Insanity. You
this
expect
DP is
it.
crazy. I've never really considered. So what did you recall from how Envy was building Death Prophet?
He did go for the Solar Crest as well, but he did not end up going for the hood, I don't think.
Went for the Yules instead.
Yeah, Yules, Phase Boot, that style. And that's the other thing, is the DP went Treads here.
Treads, yeah, that's intriguing. But it's working out exceptionally well, because when I first saw this draft, I was just like, yeah, they don't really have anyone who can tank. I mean, Terrorblade can late game, but early mid game, that's the problem. And now they've crossed that hump. Terrorblade has tons of HP, and the pipe is it's a team-oriented item. It's not just the hood. Death Prophet will be able to help against all of the Ember damage, all of the Sand King damage. And they're going to take this tier 2 uncontested. I don't know about that Sand King.
Oh, yeah, he is in a hell of a lot of trouble. And now the Black Hole laid down, connects onto the Omni Knight, who is going to be brought down low. They jump in, blow up one. It's only the Rubik for the moment. The CM also does go down in turn. And, well, they could dive all they want, but this one, ooh, nice jump away before the tree fell down and stunned up the Monkey King. But that's going to end up being potentially a tier 3 tower. They have to buy back on the CM. And it will be enough to at least force EHOME back for the moment.
Yeah, they'll back off. Right now, Metamorphosis is down for another 25 seconds. They could have fake backed, but it seems like Radiant really wants blood. Yeah, okay, I get the pings, Omni Knight. I'm getting the pings, my friend.
No, Prey, they got him. They want to fight this. They want to take him down. And finally, this DP is not going to go down. The Boundless Strike. Oh, God, no. It's all gone wrong. The Snowman from Hell is raining Hellfire down. Jesus. Remnant away is going to be fine there, but the CM right-click down to death. Oh God.
So I vaguely heard, and finally.
Yeah, and
Where were you
finally,
gonna go with
the
that
game is
statement?
over.
Oh,
Just kidding.
You are an oracle, my friend. I can't believe this DP is so tanky. I mean, I basically, that was about as bad of a situation as it could go. I
Epi?
died back. Sinking when you do it.
Oh God, and Sunder gone. I can't stop it. Like,
And Rubik just told GA.
oh man, yeah, I think this game might be over. I get Burrow, that's great, that's fine, but they just can't kill them off. And look at how easily they all fall apart. GG, they're done.
Radiant's middle.
EHOME gonna pull it back and force a game number 3 here in the MDL qualifiers.
Well, it's definitely not nearly as dramatic of a throw as what we saw in Game 1. At most, VG Gaming were up with a 5K net worth lead. That's not too dramatic, but shout out to who's the mid player for eHome?
Let's see. Let me double check this one
Because
more time.
this
Old
man
Chicken.
deserves to be Old Chicken. Old Chicken deserves by name to be praised because that Death Prophet build was single-handedly keeping eHome in the game and winning eHome the game. The fact that everyone on VG Gaming, all 5 heroes, could not kill him at really any stage of the game, just allowed this Terrorblade to do whatever he wanted and closed out the game pretty solidly for eHome.
Yeah. Really cool stuff. You love to see that type of mix-up as well, where you actually have a player that is willing to take a hero that's a little bit unorthodox to the mid lane and then just dominate with it. Cool stuff. Any final words before we move on to game number 3?
I really don't know what new shenanigans they could bring in Game 3, but I have no doubt that something odd is going to happen based off of how Game 1 and 2 have gone, because that all-chat disaster in Game 2, the Game 1 ridiculousness of PA, you can't even sum it up in one sentence, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this Game 3.
All right, everybody, stick around. It is right around the corner. Of course, the MDL China qualifiers are going to continue right after this. See you guys then.